for the DockSide Black Rose.
We started off this morning trolling the twin span, catching a few. Now we're back in the marsh, sight fishing reds, waiting for that tide to really start falling. Got a little double up action right here. It's Christmas time. Got family in town, got to bring them out on a fishing trip. Got them in a pond, sight fishing reds. Just seen a school of two. Hooked one, handed him the pole. Grabbed the other pole, hooked the other. Got to get Christmas dinner. There's one. You got him, boy. Try to pull in the woods, man. And Christmas dinner for two. That's it right there. Them things are heavy, he says. Let me get them unbuttoned. We'll give you a look at them. All right, so what we're doing right now is got a lot of boat traffic out, being the holidays and everybody's off of school and off of work. So we started off on the twin span trolling, catching a couple smaller trout, and we came and hid back here in the marsh right now. Got a little sunshine, so we're sight fishing reds, and we're gonna try to do a few things today. Right, another one. Doing pretty good with the reds here. I don't usually sight fish reds this time of year, as this is prime time trout time in the lake, but it's a little breezy today. Got our little buddy with us, so we all know how tough the lake can be fishing trout, so we sight fishing these bronze backs up in the ponds with the good sunshine for right now. All right, so we started off today trolling a twin span for some trout, a little bumpy, so we got out of there. When the sun was at its highest, we started red fishing, sight fishing, and that's when you want to do some sight fishing, is whatever the sun's at its highest point. Now we're starting to get a little cloud cover. Tide's starting to fall real nice. So those duck ponds that we were in, that was holding the reds, all we're simply doing now is fishing the interjecting little ditches that connect all these duck ponds, and that's where a lot of bass like to hang out. That's where the current likes to sweep through there. And then whenever you're doing this, you can just simply bounce a matrix shad. We're using the Holy Jolie today. Using the Holy Jolie either on a 5/16 or a 3/8 when you're jigging these bayous. And if you're gonna sight fish, just put it on a 1/4 or 5/16. If you're gonna sight fish the reds in the flat. There we go. Nice little speck. This is what we're targeting in these ditches right here. Is the green trout. but we will certainly take some speckled trout. And that's the beauty of fishing deep in these marshes in the wintertime, as you get trout, reds, and bass. Tell you, this water's gotten really clean the last few weeks here as it's gotten colder. And Holy Jolly is a fantastic clean water bait. Now we on these matrix spins. So if you're up in these ditches like this fishing in the winter, it can be really cold. Bass will still attack a spinnerbait, so don't really worry about that. Although today's not really that cold, but when you're in some real hard deep turns, I would suggest using maybe a 3/8 ounce or a 5/16 and just simply jigging it. And then if you're in more of a flatty area, have a pole rigged with a matrix spin and just slow roll that thing right down. You can slow roll it right down the middle. I typically edge it a little bit towards the banks when I'm throwing the spinner, but that thing is deadly and the bass love it too. All right, whenever you throw in the matrix spin, it's just simple long cast, and you're just gonna slow roll it like so. Oh, was that him? Yeah, it was him. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Look at him. There he is.
That's a big one too.
That's a nice one, huh, man? Let's try that again. You just throw it out there and you're just gonna slow roll it. And you can pop it every once in a while, just in case a piece of blade of grass or something's on it. That helps knock it off.
You got one?
I missed one. Missed one. Just slow roll it right down, right over some grass, right on the edge of some grass. You can kill it, let it fall. But what makes this bait so neat is that the spinner rides up and down the arm bar right here. Rather than being attached in one motion, it rides up and down the arm bar. And that way, when you kill it, that blade will still spin. You just want to slow roll this thing down these bayous in the wintertime. And especially when that water's real clean, that blade puts out a lot of flash and bass can see it from a long distance away.
Yeah.
Spinnerbaits are very fun to fish. And this whole deal that we're doing today is really good for kids, and that's why, you know, we got some family with us today. That's why I went back in the marsh. This is simple, guys. October, November, December, you know, getting way back in these little marsh ditches like this, catching bass, reds, and trout. It's the easiest thing there is to do. This is what you want to bring a kid to do, and there's no easier bait to use than a spinner bait. Just tie him on a spinner, let him cast and reel it in, and let him have some fun. All right, as you can see right ahead, you can see this current coming out of this ditch, entering the ditch that we're in. I can almost guarantee we're going to catch some fish right here in this area. That's just a prime time setup when you can see that current entering another bayou like that, or creek, shall I say. We just got to see where those fish are staged up, where this current's meeting each other. Just like I said, right where that creek is entering this creek, there he was, and there's probably several in there. Let me hurry up and put this one down. See how many are right here. You can just see that current just kind of sliding through. There he is. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for when you're fishing these marshes, is just any kind of indifference. Any kind of indifference is what you're looking for. You know, this was a straight little ditch here, and at the end, it's got a little bayou where the current comes out. And that's where they're at. Oh, Bassarini. It's been a bass mania back here today with some reds and a couple of trout. Just absolutely love doing this. The beauty part about this today is we're fishing on one of the busier days of the year with everybody out of school and off of work, and we have not seen but one boat all day. Gotta love it. All right, our setup here for my man Zayden was just your simple push button. Very simple for a kid back here in the marsh. You just, push buttons are very easy for kids. And the matrix spin is awesome for simplistic fishing. You just cast and reel it in. And what makes this matrix spin so cool and a very unique spinnerbait, as we got it on our 1/4 ounce golden eye, is that the blade isn't in a fixed position at the end. It's actually on a clevis, and it can move up and down the arm bar, go around and around. It's got a great ball bearing swivel on it for when it spins. I mean, it's just a really awesome, just well built design. Got very easy spin to it, and it's just really easy for a kid or a non-advanced angler to use as you just cast it and reel it on in. Great bait. It's been working great for us today. All right, guys. We come into a really good area right now. We've caught plenty bass down this whole ditch here. Caught trout today, caught red sight fishing. Just a totally awesome day. We're gonna go ahead and kill this episode. See if we can get little man here on some more fish as we come into a real good section. Show that gator right there. Zoom in. Look at that dude. Well, trying to close it out there, and I see about a 7-foot gator just sitting there. But anyway, want to get your hands on some holy jollies, some goldeneye jig heads, and some matrix spins. That'll be in this month's matrix bait box. So make sure to subscribe to our bait box, subscribe to our YouTube channel, bring a kid fishing. Happy holidays, and until next time, good fishing.